Federal prosecutors have charged the former CEO of cryptocurrency firm FTX with fraud.
Authorities arrested Sam Bankman-Fried in the Bahamas yesterday. Those charges came the day before Bankman-Fried was supposed to testify before the House Financial Services Committee. The current CEO of FTX, John Ray, did show up, and he didn't mince words.
The FTX group's collapse appears to stem from absolute concentration of control in the hands of a small group of grossly inexperienced, unsophisticated individuals who failed to implement virtually any of the systems or controls that are necessary for a company entrusted with other people's money or assets.
So let's bring in Michael Parker. He is the head of anti-money laundering and sanctions practice at the law firm Ferrari and Associates. Michael, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So the U.S. is expected to request that Bankman-Fried be extradited from the Bahamas. What does that process entail, and could prosecutors face any roadblocks?
Certainly. Well, good afternoon, and thank you for having me. Most importantly, this is a request pursuant to a treaty. And so really, what's being alleged here in the United States is a little bit separate from the actual extradition process. The extradition process will play out pursuant to Bahamian process. And it's not only process-driven, but also treaty-driven. There are certain crimes that can be alleged in the United States for which the Bahamas can extradite. There's something called dual criminality, whereby a crime in one jurisdiction has to be a crime in the other jurisdiction for there to be something for which an extradition can take place. And in this case, the fraud-related charges, the conspiracy-related charges against Mr. Bankman-Fried do appear to be included within the scope of that treaty.
Why did prosecutors, why did the U.S. decide to move forward with asking Bahama officials to arrest him now?
Well, really, it was a jurisdiction in which extradition could take place because you do have that dual criminality. This would be a moment where one could strike while the iron is hot. If Mr. Bankman-Fried, for instance, went to another jurisdiction, it could be more difficult. And so the Bahamas may have been seen as a friendlier jurisdiction from which extradition could take place.
So, Michael, Bankman-Fried has said that he did not knowingly misuse customer funds. What sort of evidence would prosecutors look for to prove that that was not the case?
Certainly. Well, knowledge is a key element for the crimes that have been charged. It was an 8-count indictment. 6 of those counts are conspiracy related. And so one cannot accidentally enter into a conspiracy under U.S. law. There needs to be a sort of knowledge base. There needs to be a knowing entrance into that conspiracy. And so what prosecutors can really start looking for is circumstantial evidence showing that Mr. Bankman-Fried obviously knew that he was entering into an agreement to commit a crime. He was knowingly committing crime. And that's sort of where this kind of boils down to, is whether or not the prosecutors can get over that knowledge hurdle and prove all of the other elements of these crimes charged beyond a reasonable doubt, of course.
Michael, just to go back to the fact that he was supposed to testify before Congress today, he had said he was willing to. We heard Congresswoman Waters say that she was completely caught unawares by his arrest. How much does Congress have to feel culpable? Should they have had more government oversight into FTX?
Well, really, there is a lot of oversight insofar as, you see the federal prosecutors. I'm sure the Federal Bureau of Investigation was involved in this. You see the SEC, you see the CFTC. There are a lot of government agencies that do have jurisdiction to sort of oversee cryptocurrency exchanges. And one very important point is that just because, the means of transmitting value is cryptocurrency, that doesn't give sort of a free pass for anyone to violate U.S. laws. The responsibility and the obligations of complying with U.S. law is the same. And so, the fraud obviously has been alleged, but if this had been in U.S. dollars, really we're looking at a similar fact pattern. And just because there's oversight doesn't mean that fraud can't take place. I think the case of Bernie Madoff really made that quite clear. And in those instances, you have U.S. law enforcement, you have the federal prosecutors, you have the Department of Justice kind of stepping in and making sure that if a crime has been committed, it will be prosecuted and investigated to the fullest extent of the law.
All right, Michael Parker, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.